I'm Kristian Hammond, talking to you from Northwestern Center for Advancing Safety of Machine Intelligence, or CASMI. CASMI is focused on the safety of AI, operationalizing safety, investigating, exploring, and researching issues of digital safety and harm. So it makes sense that we might want to talk a bit about an issue that affects us all. Is AI going to kill us all? First, let me say that I believe that while AI has the potential to improve almost every aspect of human life, we must confront the fact that AI and the systems it supports sometimes cause harm. AI and AI-adjacent technologies are linked to depression caused by social media, digital addiction, and dark patterns that cause people to make decisions counter to their actual goals. In general, machine learning creates solutions for the future that are reflections of the past. This means that we have job recommendation systems, resume reviews, and even systems that support the parole process that are strikingly biased by the past and are excluding people from the futures they deserve. And of course, there's information balkanization, driven by delivery systems that keep us constantly looking at what we want to, locking us into an exclusionary worldview. CASMI's mission is to address problems like these, problems that are causing real harm, impacting real people, under the umbrella of safety. There is a different take on the issue of safety in AI. It's driven by the idea that AI, in one form or another, is an existential threat to humanity. This has always been an issue in AI. From the early days of HAL killing off his crew in 2001, to Skynet sending Arnold Schwarzenegger back in time to assure the death of our species, to movies like I, Robot, where a machine designed to protect us decides that the best way to do so is to enslave us all. We have seen this trope over and over again. But today, people are worried about it because of the launch, explosive popularity, and adoption of ChatGPT and other generative models. To be clear, ChatGPT is brilliant technology. OpenAI has done an unbelievable job of bringing language and conversation to millions of people, but it confused people. It confused them in a very specific way. To date, we only knew of one example of an entity that we could talk with, have conversations with, at such a high level of fluency. And that was us. So we look at ChatGPT and we have no choice but to think that given that it talks like us, it must think like us. It must be intelligent like us. And if it is this intelligent right now, how intelligent will it be a few years from now? While large language models are certainly not intelligent in the same way we are, ChatGPT woke up a fear that we are building intelligent machines that might end up not liking us. One of the first public responses to this was from the Future of Life Institute, which issued a public letter calling for a moratorium on work on large language models. It suggested pausing the work to give us time to figure out how to respond to this threat. It was signed by over 30,000 people, including quite a few working in AI. Aside from the press, it had limited effect, and even some of those who signed it have since admitted that they weren't really concerned about AI killing us all. But in the wake of the letter, the Center for AI Safety released a very specific statement stating, and I quote, "Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war." This statement was signed by researchers and practitioners with expertise in artificial intelligence, people for whom I have a tremendous respect for. But I have difficulty with this statement. The intent associated with it, and the impact it might have on how we think about AI and safety. Should we focus on the existential threat of artificial intelligence? Should we embrace the notion that when we get AI that is smarter than us, artificial general intelligence, the result will be systems that, because their goals are not aligned with ours, they'll decide to doom us as a species? I would argue no, for three simple reasons. First, we're not there yet. Although large language models are impressive and ChatGPT is transformational, they are not standalone solutions to artificial general intelligence. Large language models have tremendous fluency, but are certainly not complete intelligent systems. Second, we have seen no plausible scenarios that take us from intelligent machines to global extinction. There is a vague sense of the threat of machines with goals that are not aligned with ours, but that's a bit hard to swallow given that we have not yet seen machines that have any goals at all on their own. And the third is simply that we're not that stupid. We are not building autonomous devices and ceding world-killing control to them. And it is doubtful that we are going to be doing so anytime in the near future. As with any other technology, with AI, we need to consider the impact it has across many dimensions. But that involves looking at what the technology does and how it is deployed, rather than hallucinating problems based upon Arnold Schwarzenegger films. And while we need to think about these issues, the real problem with focusing on the issues of the existential threat to humanity is that it is more than just a waste of time. It's a distraction. There are real problems of safety and AI that we need to confront. Problems that are causing harm to people every day that we keep putting off examining because they are genuinely difficult to address. Even though they are very real and pressing, they lack the pizzazz of fighting Skynet and saving all of humanity. And they are often hard to understand. As problems go, saving humanity from the Terminator is pretty darned sexy. And because of that, it distracts us from the real problems that we face today. And what are those real problems? There has been a double-digit rise in depression of young women using social media, in part because of the delivery system used to feed them information. Digital addiction that flows from engagement models locks users into interactions from which they have a difficult time escaping. Recommendation systems tell you what to watch, what to buy, and who to date, eroding your ability to make your own choices about your life. The hiring process is being automated, meaning it's more likely the computer is judging your job application than a human. Law enforcement is using algorithms to fight crime, but an investigation found that one algorithm was so unreliable that only 20% of the people predicted to commit violent crimes actually went on to do so. All of these are both real and impactful, but none of them are as sexy as figuring out how to beat Skynet. And worrying about Skynet gets in the way of confronting the real problems. Consider an analogy. You're at a bar with a buddy. Your buddy ends up having more than a bit too much to drink and is having trouble managing. Unfortunately, your buddy wants to go home and announces that he's going to drive. Now, there are a lot of ways you can stop your friend from driving. You can take away his keys. You can order him an Uber or offer to drive him home. Or you can just show him that he cannot walk, let alone drive. You can offer a solution to the problem that is right in front of you. Or you can sit him down and talk about the dangers of drinking. Explain that it can lead to alcoholism. He could end up damaging his body, his mind, his career. Explain that he could lose his friends, family, and everything he has worked for all his life. And as you are having that conversation, other people at the bar might join in and try to help. Of course, there is nuance and different points of view, so you might end up having a lively conversation with other patrons of the bar about the social impact of drinking and drug use. A conversation that goes on long enough so that you might even buy another round of drinks. And while you're having that conversation, while you are distracted, your friend staggers to his car, drives into traffic, and crashes into 5 other cars. Distracted by an abstraction of the problem, you failed to address the real problem at hand. It's not that the abstraction is unimportant. It's just that the problems in front of us today need to take priority. We have actual problems with AI and safety in front of us now. We need to confront them and try to solve them. And if we don't address them, we won't have to worry about the machines deciding to kill us. We're more than capable of doing that on our own. Thanks for joining us today. And please, stay safe.